Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Gehman, and I am back today to show you a video on our essential question here. How do you tell time to the half hour on a clock that has only an hour hand? We looked at this last week. We saw when you only have an hour hand on the clock, you need to see where is it pointing. Okay, let's go back and just review the order as we go around the clock. It's just like having a number line. We would start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And when you have only the hour hand and it's pointing right on a number, it's easy to tell what time it is. So if I would take my hour hand, remember that's the little one. So I'm going to draw it out here. And it's pointing right at the 1. So I could tell that it's 1 o'clock. Okay. If I take my hour hand and I draw it out to the 8 o'clock, and again, the hour hand is the little hand on the clock. It's pointing right here at the 8, so I can see it's 8 o'clock. But what happens when it's not pointing right on the hour? If it's in between some numbers, that means some minutes have passed. So if I would draw this out here and go right to the middle of in between the 1 and 2, I can't say it's 1 o'clock. And I can't say that it's 2 o'clock. So what time would this be? Okay, now we're going to take a look at that on our next page. Here we go. Okay, we're actually going to skip that one. We're going to move right to this one. Let's take a look at our directions up the top here. As an hour passes, the hour hand moves from one number to the next number. When a half hour has passed, the hour hand points halfway between two numbers. Okay, now that's a lot to understand here. So let's take a look. Do you see that this hour hand, the little hand, is not pointing on the 7 and it's not pointing on the 8. It's in between these two numbers. So that's telling me that half of the hour has gone past. Now we can read that in two different ways. You can say it's half past 7 o'clock, or we can also say it's 7:30. Okay, for today, all we're going to worry about is this half past, okay? Because right now, all we want to look at is where is that hour hand? What numbers is it between? Okay, so let's go to the purple clock here. Okay, I can see that this hour hand is not on the 1, it's not on the 2, but it didn't get to the 2 yet. So we kind of say it's still with that number 1. So I could say it's half past the 1 because it's in between here. If I drag this line out, the hour hand, if I make that a little bit longer, it would go out to about here. So it's right in between, about halfway. Okay, let's get rid of that. And again, we can say that is half past. Okay, now writing this might take me a sec here. Half past. It's going around about halfway. That didn't go there. There we go. Half past. Now, so it went past that number 1. So I would say it is half past 1. Okay, let's go over to the blue clock. Okay, if we take a look at this blue clock, we can see if I drag my cursor out here, it's not on the 4, it's not on the 5. So the hour hand has moved half past the number 4. So I would say it's half past. Oops, a little wrong on my A. We would say it went past the 4, but it didn't get to the 5 yet. So I kind of like to say, well, it's still with the number 4 because it didn't get to the next number. So we would say it is half past 4. Now, when we get further into this, you can also say it's 4:30. Okay, let's move on to this next blue clock. Okay, and again, we have it pointing in between two numbers. Now, this one gets a little tricky because you have to remember, we always go this way around the clock, always. This is called clockwise. We don't want to go backwards. So I can't start at the 12 and go here. We always have to go clockwise this way, okay? So if I go to the 11, I see the hour hand, it's not on the 11, but it didn't get to the 12 yet. So once again, we need to say it's half past. Okay, so what number would I put here? It's half past, right, the 11. It went past the 11, but it's not with the 12 yet. There we go. Okay, and one more. We've got a purple clock again. Now, this one's a little bit easier. If we start here at the 12, remember 12 is really kind of always our starting point here. So we're going to go from the 12 on down till we get to the hour hand, and here it is. So if I drag this out, I can see it's not on the 3, it's not on the 4. It has gone past the 3. So I would say it's half past it's half past what number? We went to here, but we didn't get to the 4 yet. So it's half past 3. Okay, now you will see on your activities page, you're going to have a page that looks like this. Now for each one of these, what I need for you to do is write those words, half, that should be an A. It's not easy to write with this. Half past. That means it went past one number, but didn't get to the next number yet. Okay, so we have the words half past. You're going to put that for each of these here, okay? And look at the number that it went past. Didn't get to the 6 yet, so it's still with the 5, okay? You do this activity and don't forget, take a picture and send it to your teacher. Bye-bye, boys and girls.